Hey, what's up guys? My name is Nhlakanipho and welcome to my financial education channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to get out of debt fast and also entering a path of financial prosperity. Now, I know I've spoken about how to get out of debt fast before, which was a much more detailed video. So if you want to check that video out, I do have it on my channel already. This time around, I'm going to be giving a high level overview of how to get out of debt fast, but also giving you a few tips on how to actually start a path of financial freedom, financial wealth, and health. Now, as usual, none of my videos constitutes as financial advice. If you're looking for a financial advisor, you need to go find one because I certainly am not a financial advisor, right? With that being said, let's just take a step back a bit. There's something I was thinking about and I've been thinking about as soon as I started this path of financial freedom, right? The pursuit of financial freedom, I should say. I noticed that millionaires and even billionaires all around the world still have debt. And I didn't understand, why do they have debt? Why did Beyonce and Jay-Z as billionaires bond their house? They put down a deposit and then they bonded their house when they could easily afford to pay for it cash. That's when I started doing a bit more research into it, and I noticed that there's something called good credit and there's something called bad credit. And literally using other people's money to make money for yourself. So you don't always need to use your own money so that you can generate an income. What is bad credit? Bad credit is when you go purchase an iPhone on credit, when you use your credit card so you can buy food, when you have that store account that you have. That is bad credit because it's not generating you any form of return. And what is good credit? Good credit is when you take out some sort of financing, either from a private lender or a bank or wherever, and then you use those funds to purchase an asset that's going to generate you an income. So in essence, you're not paying back the loan is paying back itself, either by a tenant, or maybe if you use the money for a business as a business loan, so then the business generating the income is paying off that loan and you aren't paying for it yourself. So why do billionaires and millionaires use credit? They're using it so that they can leverage other people's money so they can buy themselves assets and actually use their money maybe to invest in other things. I started looking a bit more into the Beyonce and Jay-Z example, for example. They purchased their home using a bond. Well, I think they call it something else in America, but in essence, it's a bond. And they put down a deposit. Why did they do that? Because if they purchased the home for 50 million outright, then they've literally locked in 50 million. But if they put down 20 million and then bond 30 million, then they've saved 30 million where they can invest that 30 million into something else that will generate them an income. That income could possibly be something that is more than the interest that they're paying on their bond, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is we need to first understand that not all credit is bad, and that getting out of debt fast is not necessarily always the best strategy, especially if you have an income generating asset. I'm talking about specifically in this video, getting out of that bad debt that you have, that store card, that credit card, that unnecessary debt that you might regret, or debts that maybe you just realize that you don't need anymore. So that facility is something you don't need anymore, and I'm just trying to explain how you can do that and then actually walk on a path to financial freedom. So the first step is for you to understand your debt. Understand what it is, like list out all the different types of debts that you have, and then list out how much the minimum payments are, what are the interest rates on all these different debts, what's the remaining balance, what is the whole debt as an opening balance, and how far have you gone so far. Like, it's going to be difficult at first, I recognize that, but if you don't see that you have a problem, then you won't be able to solve the problem. Treat it like a AA group and say, hi, my name is Nhlakanipho, Ntombela, and I'm in debt. And then actually start breaking down that debt and understanding every single component of your different debts. It's not going to be easy, as I did say. It really won't be easy, but it is a process that needs to take place so that you can start moving forward. You can't move forward when you don't understand where you are. And always remember that today will always be the worst it's ever been. Going forward, tomorrow will only get better. So you just need to start by understanding all the different types of debt that you have. So step 2 is for you to track your spending. Actually have an understanding of what are you spending money on. Draw up a 3 month bank statement for every single bank account that you own, and then actually start analyzing and circling all the items that you believe you were a waste of money, circling them in red. Circle all those items and then make a list of them on a separate piece of paper, and then realize that these are the items that you need to stop spending money on. It's as simple as that. Like, you need to have the discipline. Put it up on a wall if you feel like it makes you comfortable. Put it up in your mirror, next to your mirror where you brush your teeth in the morning. Whatever the case is, you just need to make a list of that expenditure and know that you should stop spending money on it. It's as simple as that. If you're trying to track your spending, first what you need to do is identify what you shouldn't be spending on, and then from there, actually the difficult part as well comes, which is budgeting. You need to actually keep track of your spending through a budget. So have a monthly budget that you can always go back to see how far you're going. And there's a great app. It's actually a very amazing app. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I do believe that it's a good tool to use. It's called 22/7. I think it's by Old Mutual, if I'm not mistaken, and I stand to be corrected. But 22/7 is an app that helps you to track all your spending. So at the end of the month, it will tell you spend so much money on groceries, you spend so much money on investments, on clothing accounts, whatever, that. It categorizes them differently, and it actually gives you like a mini report on how you've been spending your money. And when you actually put in the budget of what you plan on spending, it will keep track to say, okay, you are 90% away from achieving the full amount, the full expenditure you planned on spending for groceries. So if you see that 90% left, that means, okay, I have the ability to spend 90% left. And then towards maybe the end of the month, it's going to be like 95%. It's going to be like 5% left. And then you know, okay, I need to stop spending money, so much money on food this month. I only have 5% left, and that 5% might equate to, I don't know, 50 Rand, let's say. So it's completely, obviously, going to be up to your budget. And it's going to help you to keep track of it. So definitely use the tool. And if you feel like you're not comfortable with using the tool because you do need to link your banking details to it, maybe actually a link in the description below, a budgeting tool that you can use. It's a simple Excel template that you can use. It's not going to be really complicated or any complex in any way. It's just going to help you to say 1 + 1 is 2, and therefore, since I earn 2, I need to spend 1.5, save 5, or whatever. So yeah, you can adjust the tool in a way that obviously is going to meet your needs, but this tool is just a simple tool that's going to be able to assist you in starting to budget if you don't feel comfortable with 22/7. So next up, when you are in this budgeting phase, you need to realize that you need to know what your needs are. So identify everything that you believe is a need in your life. Identify what you need for rent. Identify how much money you're going to need for groceries, maintenance for your car, repayments for your car, child maintenance if you have children, whatever all your necessities are. Actually break them down and have an understanding of them so that you can include them in your budget. And then whatever is not a need for the time being, obviously put away some money, I believe, for a bit of entertainment or a bit of fun, a drink here or there. I don't think you should completely close off your life in terms of entertainment and living, because you're gonna be miserable in this journey and you're gonna need something that's gonna try to push you a little bit. And if you don't have any entertainment in your life, then it's gonna be really difficult. If you do have the resilience not to put in entertainment, then you're a better person than me. Definitely you're a better person than me. So I believe that put a bit of entertainment, but make sure it's all budgeted for and you have a surplus at the end of the month. Once you do this, then you need to decide on how are you going to be repaying your loans. You did that assessment of understanding all the different types of debts that you have. You didn't do that assessment for no reason. You did that assessment so you can decide whether you're going to do the snowball method of repaying your loan or the avalanche method of repaying your loans. So what are these methods, the snowball method and the avalanche method? Snowball method basically is saying that you actually, on both methods, you are firstly as a beginning going to pay back the minimum payments on every single type of debt that you have. So whatever the minimum payments is, pay that back. However, on the snowball method, you're going to start lumping that surplus that you have. Whatever surplus you have at the end of the month, start lumping that into the smallest debts that you have. Regardless of percentages of the debt interest that you have, just lump in whatever the surplus is on the smallest amount, and then onto the next amount, and then onto the next amount as you repay back the loans. And then on the avalanche method, you're going to start looking, okay, what are the different interest rates that I have, and the highest interest debt that you have, regardless of the balance, that's the debt you're going to pay off first. So let's say you have a personal loan of 25%, and that's the highest interest debt that you have. That's where you're going to be putting in whatever surplus you have, right? So the next thing you need to start considering, now that you've decided the method in which you're going to repay your loan and the surplus amount, where it's going to go and all of that, you need to start deciding how you're going to make a bit of extra money. So you need to do this as quickly as possible to get out of debt. And the best way to do it is to find a side hustle, find some sort of extra funds every single month on top of your job that's going to help you to repay these loans. Because it's not going to help if you just use a surplus every month from your job, but that extra 500, 1,000 rands, 2,000 rands will help when you are repaying back your debts. And I just actually posted a video recently on how to make money, on 5 different strategies in which you can implement today that are going to help you to make more money. So definitely check out that video. It's called 5 strategies to make extra money. It's extra 1,000 to 5,000 rands every single month. And if you do one of those strategies, you will be able to make a little bit of extra cash that you can put in as part of the surplus onto whatever debt method that you've chosen. Now that we've completed this path of how to get out of debt, and you're actually implementing all the things that you need to implement, you need to start beginning the path to financial prosperity, which starts with you investing in yourself. And investments in yourself is something absolutely no one can take away from you. The same thing that they say about a degree, to say if you get a degree or a diploma or whatever, some type of certificate, nobody can ever take that away from you. The same applies when you are investing in yourself. Now, I don't want you to think about investing in yourself in terms of education and a degree only, but there's so many other types and forms of education that are out there for absolutely free. YouTube is a great platform to start learning. Books are a great platform to start learning. Investing in mentors and coaching, investing in different courses that are online are also good investments in yourself that absolutely no one can ever take away. And I always say that try invest in things that are going to help you to practically implement them, because the truth is, university does not teach us some of the practical tools that you need to be successful in life, and those are things that you learn through experience. But there are some courses and some books out there that teach you practical tools and things that you can implement today, so that you can start making some money, so that you can start learning something new that you didn't know that you can implement into your business and whatever. So definitely invest in yourself so that you can grow, and never actually put a cap on how much money you're investing in yourself. Never think about it too much. Just think about, is it worth it? And what is the cost of me not doing it? Next up, become a problem solver. Actually become someone who solves problems. Now, we get paid in proportion to 3 things. First is the size of the problem that you're solving. And the next is the ability of you to market the solution to the problem you're solving. And lastly, your ability to lead, and lead specifically when push comes to shove. Let me break it down a bit more. So, what is the problem, and what is the size of the problem that you want to solve? If you're solving a really big problem, then chances are you'll get paid a lot of money. But if it's a very small problem, then the solution to your problem, maybe people aren't really willing to pay for it. But now, if you're solving this really big problem and you're unable to market the problem, no one is going to know about it. Market the solution to the problem. No one's going to know about it. So it doesn't really matter, right? So you have to be able to market the solution to the problem. And when you're able to market the solution to the problem, what naturally will happen is that you will grow, and you'll start having a team, and you'll have to lead the team. You'll need to delegate certain duties. And if you're unable to lead that team in an efficient manner, if you're unable to lead specifically also when push comes to shove, when times are difficult, then your team will fall apart, which means your business will fall apart, which means basically you need to start again from scratch. So know those 3 things, and know that you need to be good at every single one of them. Identifying a problem, marketing the problem, and leading a team that is solving the problem. Now, while investing in yourself is also very important, you need to invest in relationships. Invest in the people that you spend time with. right? So apparently I've heard this a lot of times, that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And you need to now start optimizing and making sure that the people you spend the most time with are people who are going to help you to grow, people who are going to help you to innovate and solve these different problems that you hope to solve, and just give a different perspective in life. If all your friends are accountants or all your friends are engineers, you're all thinking in a similar linear fashion, right? So I'd always say try get friends that are in different industries than you. Try get a friend who's a designer, a doctor, an engineer, an accountant, a tax practitioner, whatever, but they must be trying to do different things. And some of them, obviously, naturally, you'll be doing similar things. But when you do have friends that are in different industries than you, when you're sharing all these difficult challenges that you're facing, you're able to get the opinion of someone who's coming from a completely different world than you. And that's why I believe investing in your relationships is something that is very valuable. So something I want to highlight is that you need to start today. You need to be intentional and start today, because in 10 years time, in 5 years time, even in 1 year's time, you will look back and think, I should have invested in myself last year. I should have invested in the people that I'm surrounding myself with last year. And even worse, when you're looking at it 10 years, like 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to do this and I didn't do it. So definitely make that intentional decision to start today, to begin that path of financial freedom, financial prosperity. Whatever it looks like for you, that's what you need to achieve, right? So if this idea of financial prosperity and financial literacy really excites you, I actually have another link below, which is to an ebook that I wrote. It's a very short ebook that just talks about, that sums up this video really, really well. In case you want to read it at some point or pass it on to a friend, it's speaking to getting out of debt and beginning a path of financial prosperity. So really do have a read and share the book with all your friends and all your family. To whoever you think it might be helpful to, share the ebook with them. It's going to be absolutely free. There's a link down below and you can just check it out on the link below. So there are 2 links below, right? There's a link to the budgeting tool, and then there's also a link to my free ebook. Just put in your email address and you'll get it immediately into your email address, right? Also make sure you check your spam or your promotions folder, just in case it doesn't come in directly to your primary sources of inbox. So definitely do that, and thank you very much for staying till the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've noticed a lot of you guys aren't subscribed, so do subscribe to the channel and like the video, and put it down in the comments below if you have any questions or if you have any inputs into other types of videos that you'd like me to do, and I'll definitely have a look at it. And cheers, I'll see you on my next video.